Hey guys, I was inside my school group um, last night. It was around like 7 o'clock, and I reached out to this one individual. I'd seen her commenting on some of my posts, and I was like, "Hey, it's been a little while since I reached out to you, see how you're doing. Like, how is business going?" And she was like, "Business is going really bad," and it's kind of tough because like a lot of people in their first like 3 months, 6 months, a year is really hard. Like especially if you're going at this stuff alone and like you've never done marketing or you've never worked sales before, it can be extremely confusing and extremely like overwhelming. And I kind of, I was kind of feeling in my heart because I was like, I was kind of sad for her because I remember like when I was getting started like in 2015, like, dude, I was on the verge of quitting at least once every like 2 months. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, dude. Like, I was trying so hard. I was going to like networking events. I'd be on like Upwork. Like, I'd be literally like making job posts on Upwork. So I'm like, hey, this person said they're looking for a bookkeeper. And then I'd be like trying to like get my price around like $50 per hour. Then I'd be competing with guys and gals that were like, in different countries. And like, they'd be like, competing with like $2 per hour. And just like, it was so hard to get like appointments and stuff. Then I would try like blogging, like literally on my like website back in the day. I would literally just like make these like blog posts. And no one even like read them. So like I was really like, well, I see all these other people and like they're able to make more money. They're able to like, have multiple clients. They have like people that they're hiring. They have an office. And I was like, bro, I can barely get like three clients. So then I started thinking like maybe business just isn't for me. Like maybe I'm just not an entrepreneur. Like that was a thing. Like I thought a lot. I was like, man, I want to start the business, and like, online they tell you like, starting a business is easy. You start a business, if you build it, they will come. And it doesn't work like that. It's like you got to build it, you got to tell them, then they finally respond, and then like it's almost like you have to bring your storefront like right up to like their front door, and then knock on the front door so they'll come out, then come inside of your store. But I remember seeing this image on like social media, and it was like this picture of like two miners. So like miners like they were digging for gold. So like there's path A and there's like path B. So there's two guys. So one guy, let's say that this is path A. One guy stops halfway through, and like he is very very close. If he would dig, if you would just keep digging, keep digging, keep digging, keep digging for, about 3 more feet, he would reach the gold. But he stops and he turns away. 3 feet away from success. Versus another person, their goal's a little bit further ahead, but they're consistent, 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 consistent. They're not going to give up. They eventually hit that gold. It's like most people stop right before they're right about to get like a breakthrough. And I know it's tough. It's pompous, right? It's like like this is why I also encourage most people to have a job while they're building their business. I really don't encourage most people to quit their job then start a business. Like I would, even if you lost your job, I would try to get another job while you're building, because like you don't want that financial pressure of like feeling like you have to make a business work. It's kind of weird. Like in life, like oftentimes the people that need stuff don't get it. People that don't need anything get everything. Like it's crazy. Like if you saw the amount of free stuff that successful like celebrities get compared to the average person, even though they're making way more money than the average person, you'd be like, that's not fair. But it's like, to him who has much, much more will be given. But for him who has a few, even that will be taken away from him. And it's very. I know it's sad, but I kind of it's really the reality of this stuff, right? Like if I could have it where everyone made like an equal amount of money, we could all buy whatever we wanted, and we could like live life, like that. Then I would be the first one to sign me up. Let's do that. I'd sign that petition, right? But in the world where some people are gonna make a lot versus some people are not gonna make very much, you gotta put yourself in that category of the people that are gonna make the most money, and the only way to do that is by giving yourself enough runway to keep pursuing your business in a joyful manner that allows you to attack over a long period of time. If you can do that, then you're going to make it. If you can't do that, then that's the people that end up like being in the job for like the next like 20 years, where it's like they'll start their business, they give it a 6 month stint here, and then go back. And then they'll quit their job, start another 6 month stint, then go back, right? So just keep your job, keep trying, and just don't stop. Like you don't have to do a lot of stuff every day as long as you just don't stop, right? But I think the main thing too is like you're already in pain. Like I would never quit just because like I'm in pain, like emotion, like oh I hate this, I'm disgruntled, this sucks. Like never quit in pain. Like if you're already in pain, you might as well just keep going so you can get a reward for that pain. Like don't just spend like 3 months trying as hard as you possibly can. It doesn't work out. You're like this sucks, I hate this, and then quit. You know what I mean? Like the only time I would quit is like maybe you don't have a job and like you're like I want to do this business full time. I would never do that. So like if I was in that spot and I had to financially quit, okay, I will financially quit. But I'm not gonna quit when I have like good stuff going and like I can do this business forever. Just get one client, get a little bit of income coming in, so now the business has to stay open. You know what I mean? Like that's like unless you hate business in general. Like if you just like try it, you find you just don't like business, which most people who start a business enjoy it, but like some people like they like their job more. It just depends. Like if you're watching this channel, you probably don't like your job as much as you'd want to start your business, or your job is like tolerable. So you like starting a business is more about like getting to that next level and getting more freedom in your life. But like you know what I mean? So it's like you might as well just stay in and just keep going. But in order to do that, like you have to make sure you're focused on like the main thing. So a lot of times people that end up like struggling and failing are people that spend a lot of time on branding activities, right? So building a website, Google My Business, things like that, where like it looks official versus you're never really getting enough like eyeballs on what you're trying to do to actually make money. So I'll give you an example. So when I was starting, I was trying to go and blog my website, but what I failed to think about and failed to understand was that no one was watching my website. So it didn't matter how many blog posts I make. Usually on social media, it's like your posts are not seen by new people. It's seen by the people who are already following you. Sometimes they might share it to a new person that's not following you, but for the most part, most people that are ever going to view a post are already following you. So if you only have 10 followers, you're only going to get 10 views per post. So no matter how many times you post 100 times or 1,000 times, you're only going to get 10 to maybe 20 views per post. So the first thing you need to do is build your lists, right? So that's like LinkedIn, Facebook, even like if you don't have anything else, even networking events. Now, I'm not necessarily saying like you have to do networking events. If you're in my program, like we have a lot of different marketing methods we can show you to make it easier for you to like grow your business out of networking. But if you're not in my program, you have nothing else, or you're not really tech savvy, networking can work in some cases. It's just most people don't have enough time during the day to do that because you're working. It's hard to do a networking event in like 10:30 a.m. on a Tuesday when you have a job. You know what I mean? I couldn't do that when I was working. Like I literally couldn't do that. I still don't do networking events. Like people are like, oh, could networking work? So yeah, it can definitely work. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't really. That's not true. I do networking, but I don't do that at business networking events. I get clients from like salsa dancing. Like that's one reason why I travel too, because like you meet like a new group of people. Yeah, like I met like a real estate investor, a person who has like a chart, like he charters boats. I met another person that is a massage therapist slash online fitness coach. I met two dance instructors who own like two dance schools. So it's like I met a lot of people this like 3 days I've been on vacation here. But yeah, I'm in Cape Coral right now. Cape Coral, Florida. It's like right outside of Fort Myers. I don't know which one's bigger or like which one most people know. That's why I'm like saying both. No offense if you're in Cape Coral, you're like, we're a big city. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just here, man. I'm just here, just having a little bit of fun. Yeah. So you gotta focus on building your audience first, then your posts magically start to work. It's not that your posts don't work, it's just no one's seeing your posts. If you can increase that critical mass of people that are seeing your posts, you're gonna get more results and more traction from it. So, don't put the cart before the horse, get the audience, then start posting a lot more. Okay? Awesome. But that's the main thing, stay in the game, get the reward. Don't just quit just because like you're frustrated. Only quit if like you financially can't go on. But for a business like this, where there's very little expenses, as long as you have a job, you can keep doing it. Even if it's like a little bit a day, stay in the game. Stay in the game. Like there's a reason why you started this. You knew that like this is gonna be a really good path. It leads to freedom. It leads to what you want in life. Stay with it. Keep going. You're not that far away from success. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay? I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you.